Okay, what are the best books to really master the law of attraction? I get that question asked a lot. Obviously, I don't think it is the best book, but I think that if you're gonna go into the law of attraction, you gotta go with The Secret, because it's a book that made the whole movement popular, and I think it has the basic foundations. You have pretty much everything that you need to get started on. But in my opinion, there are people that made a better job writing books about the principles of the law of attraction. For me, definitely one name that stands out is Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer wrote over 45 books, and I think especially his last books were incredible. Excuses Be Gone would be one book that I think everybody that wants to achieve must pay attention to, dedicate sometimes reading that. But I would say that most of the Wayne Dyer books, especially the last one he wrote, you gotta go for it. Spiritual Solution for Every Problem, that's another very good one. And I mean, he has so many that I don't think you could talk about the law of attraction without talking about Wayne Dyer's contribution. The other one for me is, obviously, I made another video about this, which I think is the number one book about the law of attraction, and that is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I go in detail about the story, how the book was written, but basically he collected the success formula of the most famous people back in the day, the richest people in the world back in the day, including Carnegie, Rockefeller, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, J.P. Morgan, so many more. Richest man in history at the time, alive, last century. People built the incredible economy of the United States that we still have. And he picked their brain of every single one of them and put that on a book with a formula that anyone can follow and become successful and wealthy. So I think there's nothing that has been written that compares to that. However, Tony Robbins a few years ago wrote a book which I think is the modern version of that. This is not so much about the law of attraction, but it's about building wealth. And I think he went a step beyond that. It's called Master the Money Game. And Tony did something very similar. He interviewed 50 of the richest people in the world, the United States, and asked them what's the formula. But he did not so much in the mentality, which he did, but it was more about the practical aspect, like the mechanical aspect. How do you invest? Where do you invest? How do you invest? How do you make your money, basically? So I think it's a great complement if you're into wealth building for the Napoleon Hill book. And then we have many others. I think one person, not a book, but one new person that everybody's talking about is Joe Dispenza. And Joe Dispenza is a practical application of he talks about a practical application of the law of attraction, many times related to health or wealth, whatever you want to build. But basically, he teaches a lot about one part of the core principles of the law of attraction, which is feeling the feeling today as you want to feel in the future, as you would feel the moment you you achieve what you're looking for. So, with that said, I think that anything of Joe Dispenza, especially his last book, Supernatural, I think those books can really help you complement your arsenal of the law of attraction. Definitely Joe is one of the top guys about it. Who else? Let me think. I think those are primary, the best ones. Star Hicks, maybe Neville Goddard. Those guys can also be a good addition. But I think if you read The Secret, Wayne Dyer, especially, you dissect Think and Grow Rich, you got it. You don't need more than that. You don't need more than that. You have all the principles. The same writer of The Secret wrote The Magic, which I haven't read that book. But people who read the first one, I heard comments, they recommend it. It's not a bad book. I think it's a good complement to the first one. So, in my opinion, those are the top ones. Let me know what you think. You have any particular book that you think I haven't mentioned that is worth to be in the list of the top law of attraction books? Let me know.